Mr. Chairman, Dr. Elizabeth Quart referred to the opposition camp, saying that they have there's a conspiracy for them. They just oppose for the sake of opposing. Well, I would like to solemnly point out here that I don't have any conspiracy. I will just speak on issues. I believe many in the pandemic camp also just speak on issues. So I hope the government or the CPA or the pro-establishment won't dismiss what we say just because who we are. Instead, we should have in mind the best interests of Hong Kong. So we will work to serve Hong Kong. If we look at the NPCSC decision, it actually does not cite any basic law articles or the, articles in the Constitution to affirm or support its decision. If the NPCSC's decision is not derived from the basic law or the mainland constitution, then it's dangerous from a legal point of view. Now, some have said that this is because it's the continental law. So the continental law is not the same as the common law, which is practiced in Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong criticizes this because from the common law point of view, and that doesn't hold water because on the mainland they practice continental law. Of course, I'm not a legal authority. I'm not a legal expert, but I'm sure you all agree that the continental law and the common law are the two major legal systems in the world. They are well established. And of course, for these well-established systems, they must have strong legal basis. In the continental law, the emphasis is on statute law. So if they want to make a law, then they will probably refer to the past jurisdictions and past precedents and jurisprudence, and then make law, interpret the law. But then in the NPCSC decision on the co-location arrangement, we do not see any records or any laws or any articles being cited in support of that decision. Instead, the NPCSC just made a decision on the co-location arrangement. That's it. But if there's no basis for making that decision, then perhaps even from the point of view of continental law, this is not convincing. I'm just looking at it from common sense. The lease, the so-called lease. Here we talk about the Hong Kong style leasing out section of Hong Kong to the mainland, so it will become mainland jurisdiction. So the concept is lease here. With a lease, usually there is an agreement, and usually there's an end date to the lease, or how the lease is to be terminated, or even if it's a permanent lease, at least that has to be spelled out. But now here we're told this is lease, but under what circumstances would the lease end, or would the lease never end? Should there be a more specific provision? For the Shenzhen Bay Port, Hong Kong Port area, there is specific explanation of what will happen with the lease in future. So, in theory, when you lease something out, that means you can take it back. Even if it's on a permanent basis, there has to be a specific provision. So apart from this, I'd like to say, Mr. Chairman, about on the arrangement here. Now I see on the screen no more names are shown, but at the committee stage, or originally the chairman, the president has allowed 22 hours for this debate, if I recall correctly. But I think we started about 4 p.m. yesterday, and when we finished last night, we spent about 5 hours. This morning, together, it's less than 10 hours, I believe. And just now, the Secretary is going to give a reply, and then they'll be voting. So altogether, at most, it's just 12, 13 hours. But initially, you told us there'll be 22 hours, so it's a far cry from that. On the screen, we see there are 60 members waiting to speak, but they won't get a chance to speak. Some of them have not even spoken at all during the committee stage. Why is it the case? Why is it happening time and again? Why is there a restriction time and again? So members are not allowed to speak. So, Chairman, I want you to give a clear explanation.